All right, 5:45. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our weekly Scamaware 101 live stream. We're going to get started in a few minutes here. See some people in the chat. See over in the vertical chat, live event innovations. Sweet. Good to see you. Then over on the widescreen one, we got Bane and Dave. Excellent. Good to see you guys. We'll get started at 5:50. Just give everybody a couple minutes to join here. It looks like my connection's all good, so if it starts cutting out and lagging, let me know in the chat and see if I get it fixed up. But in the meantime, looks like we're good to go here. Anybody else watching, say hi in the chat. Let us know you're watching. Yeah, and if you're first time joining us, we do this live stream every week. And our goal is to spread awareness about these common scams, give you an idea of what scams are trending and what scams to watch out for. Scam awareness is key when it comes to avoiding becoming a victim and losing your money to these scammers. And we're going to go over about 20 different scams on this live stream. We're going to show you a bunch of examples of those scams, including text message examples, email examples, phone call recordings. Lots of good stuff coming up for scam awareness and let you know what's going on in the scam world here. Because it's important to know what's going on. This way you can protect yourself, protect your loved ones. You know, these scammers are getting more and more skilled, and they're using AI to become harder to recognize. So it's important to be able to spot these scams as you're being targeted. And we're also going to go over some red flags. We'll start with 5 red flags, and they indicate that you're talking to a scammer. So we get started in about 3 more minutes here at 5:50. See more people joining. Good to see you. Hit that thumbs up. Let me know you're watching. Hi, Preppy. Good to see you in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Like I said, we're going to get started with going over 5 red flags that indicate you're talking to a scammer. And we also release videos on our YouTube channel as well. So take a moment, subscribe to our YouTube channel. But we release a whole bunch of scam awareness videos and let you know what's going on. A lot of the scams we're going to talk about this evening, we have a video dedicated to most of those scams. Oh, that's funny, Heno. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, participate. Let us know if any scams you've run into, scams you've encountered. Any of the red flags that you've seen, warning signs. You know, unfortunately, it seems we all know somebody that's getting scammed or somebody that knows somebody that's being scammed. And these scammers take everything from the victims. You know, this isn't the case where you just take $100 here and there. They're taking life savings, getting into all their bank accounts. They're taking everything. So it's important to be aware. You know, a lot of times the bank can't even recover the funds that are taken by these scammers. So that's what we're trying to do over here, spread awareness about these scams. Again, we're going to go over about 20 different types of scams. We have various examples to share with you tonight. We're going to go over some red flags to help you identify scams, and we'll also show you some tools that you could use as far as defending yourself. So take a moment, hit that like button. You could also join our free email list on scamaware101.com and just click join mailing list. You see here is our scamaware101.com website. And right here, click join mailing list. So take a moment and do that, and we'll send you reminders when we're going to be live, and we'll send you some useful scam awareness tips. We won't abuse the privilege, I promise. You could unsubscribe at any time. We'll get started in about 1 more minute here. Again, say hi in the chat. I see a whole bunch of people joining us. Excellent. Some new faces. Good to see all of you. By the way, my name is Jared. I'm with Scamaware 101. I do this presentation / live stream every week, every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time here on our YouTube channel. So give us a like, hit that subscribe button, help us spread awareness by liking our content. All right, 5:50. Let's get this started. Welcome, welcome. Good to see all of you. Again, if you're just joining us, my name is Jared. We do this live stream every week, Scamaware 101, and the goal is to spread awareness about scams. And on today's live stream, we get started by going over 5 red flags that you're dealing with a scammer. And after that, we're going to start going into about 20 different types of scams. We have a whole bunch of examples to show you, including text messages, phone call recordings, emails, all useful information to help you identify scammers before they turn you into a victim. And also help your loved ones. A lot of time, our loved ones are the ones getting scammed. In fact, as we go through these 5 red flags, we have a video about these 5 red flags on our YouTube channel. So if you know anybody that would benefit from being aware of those 5 red flags you're dealing with a scammer, afterwards you could share the video that's on our YouTube channel, the 5 red flags you're dealing with a scammer. Now, with that said, let's get into these 5 red flags. Hit that like button. Let me know if you've encountered these in the chat. Tell me other red flags that you look out for when dealing with scammers. So let's start with red flag number 1. They direct you to a third-party chat app like Telegram or WhatsApp to continue the conversation. Scammers love to use third-party chat apps like Telegram and WhatsApp to communicate with their victims. It's easier to communicate with victims in other countries using these third-party chat apps. And also, it offers the scammer more anonymity to hide behind, especially on WhatsApp. The chat is encrypted, so it can't be filtered by certain phrases that, from the host side. So anyway, scammers love using third-party chat apps, Telegram, WhatsApp, and it's a big red flag if someone you're chatting to directs you to those third-party chat apps to talk. And some scams, where that's actually part of the playbook, is you have romance scams. Sounds like Heno might know about those over in that chat. So you have romance scams. Basically, there's fake dating profiles that lure in new victims and that directs the victims to continue talking on WhatsApp. Wrong number scams. And we're going to go over wrong number scams in a little bit. But they start with a text message probing for new victims, and then anybody that replies, they get directed to talk on WhatsApp. It's a big red flag. Investment scams. A lot of times scammers will direct the victim to a Telegram or WhatsApp group to pump up an investment or appear more legit. A Telegram channel could have a lot of bots in it. The WhatsApp group could just be a fake group that makes it appear like there's interest in this investment. But the point is, it's a red flag if someone you just met and talking to tries to get you to continue a conversation on Telegram or WhatsApp. So let me know in the chat if you run into that, if you've seen that before. And if you ever encounter any of these red flags, you need to stop and reanalyze the situation. So let's continue with red flag number 2. They request payment in gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, or depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM. Why do scammers prefer these unusual forms of payment? Well, it's easier for them to move and transfer these types of funds quickly. Plus, it's harder for victims to recover the money after it's sent. A lot of victims don't realize until after the fact that this money isn't insured by the bank. A lot of times, they're not going to get it refunded to them if a scammer tricks them into withdrawing it. So, red flag number 2 is when the scammer requests gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, or depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM. And some examples of scams where this is part of the playbook are IRS and Social Security scams. Scammers impersonate government agencies and ask for payment in gift cards or cryptocurrency. And you know it's a scam immediately because government agencies don't accept gift cards or cryptocurrency as payment. So if you're ever in a situation where you think you're talking to somebody that claims to be from the government, the IRS, Social Security, and they're telling you to make payment in gift cards or cryptocurrency, it's 100% a scam. 100%. And make sure your loved ones are aware of that. That's a big red flag, and most of the time when you hear these victims' stories, being aware of these forms of payment would have been enough to prevent them from becoming a victim. Right? Some more examples of scams, where it's part of a playbook. Romance scams. Scammers will request gift cards. Oh, I'm getting a warning that connection's not good. Let me know if the connection's okay over there. It says successful. Connection says excellent. All right, I'm going to keep going. Let me know in the chat if anything strange has happened. Romance scams. Scammers will often request gift cards or cryptocurrency from an emotionally attached victim. The victim just thinks they're sending their loved one, significant other, a gift card. Or a lot of times they'll have them deposit cryptocurrency into an account that they're supposed to both share. But the victim doesn't realize that they're actually in a romance scam. And they're never going to see that money or get it back. Bank impersonation scams. And we'll talk a lot about these later on in the live stream. But a scammer impersonates a bank and he convinces a victim to withdraw cash. And then, after they withdraw cash, they tell them to purchase gift cards. That's a big red flag. Any mention of a Bitcoin ATM is definitely a red flag that you're talking to a scammer. Any mention of cryptocurrency, gift cards, all red flags you're talking to a scammer. So watch out for these unusual forms of payment, especially if they're claiming to be from a government agency. Let me know in the chat if you've seen this before. And if you're just joining us, say hi, give us a thumbs up. Let us know you're watching. Let's go to red flag number 3. That you're talking to a scammer. They ask you to provide a code that was sent to your phone by text message. So this type of scam usually happens on marketplace websites like Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. And basically the scammer is impersonating a buyer or seller. And what they'll do is they'll send you a text message and claim that they just need you to verify the code to confirm your phone number or your identity or some story they give you, right? But really what's happening is they're trying to open an account using your phone number. Or they're trying to log in an account linked to your phone number. Or they're trying to reset a password linked to your phone number, right? These are all actions that would send a code to your phone. And the scammer knows this. So if you're talking to someone online, they tell you they want to send you a code to verify it's you. Don't trust it. Don't trust it. Some scams where this is part of the playbook. Account login attempts. Providing the code will allow the scammer to log in and access your account. Password reset requests. Providing the code resets your password and allows the scammer access to the account. And Google Voice scams. A lot of times what scammers do is they create Google Voice accounts. And they like to use Google Voice accounts to continue doing their scams and calling people. Well, what they do is they create a Google Voice account linked to your telephone number. And they're able to do this if you provide a code to them. So that's red flag number 3. If someone's telling you they need to send a code to your phone, don't trust it. It's a scam. Let me know if you've seen this on marketplace websites. Facebook Marketplace specifically seems to be the most common. Let's take a look at red flag number 4. They ask to connect your PC to assist or investigate an issue. Unfortunately, this is becoming a lot more common with scammers. They want to connect to the victim's device or PC. Why would they want to do this? Well, it's a gold mine. They could steal the victim's logins and passwords if they have access to the victim's PC. They could steal or encrypt a victim's personal files, documents, and pictures. They could attempt to access online banking websites and other financial information on the victim's PC. Scammers love to get on victims' PCs. And where this is part of the playbook, there's specific scams where this is part of the playbook, is fake virus alerts or a tech support scam. And we'll be talking about this scam more later on in the live stream. But these tech support scams, they'll impersonate tech support, assisting with a virus, and they'll ask for access to the victim's PC. Fake order scams. A lot of times, they'll impersonate customer support, and to assist you, they'll ask for access to your PC. And there's the fake fraudulent activity. They're impersonating the bank, they tell you they're investigating fraudulent activity, and they ask to connect to your device to check it for anything. So that's red flag number 4. Someone asks to connect to your PC to assist or investigate an issue. Always be suspicious. Don't let random people onto your PC or device. Let's go to red flag number 5. By the way, if you're just joining us, hit that thumbs up button, give us a like, help us spread awareness about these scams. Red flag number 5. They request that you keep the matter confidential or secret. It's common for scammers to ask for confidentiality. They don't want you to discuss the situation with other people. The more people you talk to, the more likely you'll be told it's a scam. So logically, the scammers, they don't want you to talk to anybody. They're going to tell you to keep the situation quiet, to keep it confidential or secret. And unfortunately, they'll usually have a pretty convincing story as why you need to. Some examples of scams where they specifically ask for confidentiality or to keep something secret. Grandparent scams. They'll say a relative is arrested, and they'll claim the relative is embarrassed and doesn't want you to tell anybody. Right, so that's the red flag. That's the request for secrecy. Investment scams. They'll say they have an inside tip and not to tell anybody. Our price is just for you. Don't tell anyone. Right, that's all part of the request for secrecy, to keep something confidential. It's a red flag because scammers want you to keep quiet. Inheritance scam. They'll mail letters impersonating law offices, and I'm going to show you an example of one of those letters later in this live stream. But they'll mail letters impersonating law offices regarding an inheritance, and a letter requests confidentiality. In the example that I'm going to show you later in the stream, the letter actually requests confidentiality twice. So it's a big red flag when someone's requesting secrecy or confidentiality. And then you have the fake fraudulent activity. They're impersonating an agency, investigating fraud, and they'll request confidentiality. And what the scammer will do is they'll say that you have to keep quiet because otherwise you could impact the investigation. You can't tell anybody, they can't know they're being investigated. But that's all part of the scam. That's how they keep the victim, attempt to keep the victim quiet and not talking to people. They want to reduce the chance that the victim learns that's a scam, at least until they get the money from the victim. So that's red flag number 5. They request confidentiality or to keep the matter secret. Hey, say hi in the chat if you're just joining us. Click that thumbs up. Give us a like. Hit that subscribe button. We're just completed 5 red flags that indicate you're dealing with a scammer. All these slides that we just went over, we actually have a video on our YouTube channel that uses the same slides. So if you found any of that useful, you can go share our red flag video on our YouTube channel with your loved ones. And if you just missed it, later on you can check out the red flag video and see what you missed on the live stream so far. But very useful information, these 5 red flags. Many victims, when you hear their stories, if they realized, if they had known some of these red flags, you know, even one of them, it might have been enough to prevent them from becoming a victim. So scam awareness is important. And if you haven't joined our email list, take a minute, go to scamaware101.com and click join mailing list. It's free. We won't abuse the privilege. We just send out reminders of when we're going to be going live, and we share some basic scam awareness information. So let's review those 5 red flags one more time for anybody that's just joining. We had red flag number 1. They direct you to a third-party chat app like Telegram or WhatsApp to continue the conversation. Red flag number 2. They request unusual forms of payment like gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM. Always a red flag if someone mentions a Bitcoin ATM. Red flag number 3. They ask you to provide a code that was sent to your phone by text message. Red flag number 4. They ask to connect your PC to assist or investigate an issue. You know, you should only let certain people on your PC, your trusted computer guy or girl, you know. And then red flag number 5, they request that you keep the matter confidential or secret. It's always a red flag. You know, scammers want you to keep things secret. They don't want you to talk about it with other people and learn that they're being scammed. So let me know in the chat if you've encountered those red flags before, if you know someone has encountered those red flags, or if you're just learning some of those red flags now. I mean, I'd love to hear the positive feedback when people say, hey, I just learned something, you know. So next up, we're going to start going into some common scams. Let's see a few more new faces, new viewers. Say that in the chat. Let us know you're watching. Click that thumbs up. Give us a like. It'll help us spread awareness about these scams. The more likes we get, the more subscribers we get, the more the algorithm will show our videos and our content to people. So you could help spread awareness just by clicking like, clicking subscribe. Those little actions, they do help spread awareness, and they do make a difference. All right. You guys ready to talk about some scams now? Go over some examples of some common scams. Hit that heart. Give me a like. Let me know you're watching. This is where we get into the good stuff here. So our first scam of the evening that we're going to talk about is tech support scams. And I mentioned this a little earlier, right during the red flags. And how these tech support scams work is usually a fake virus alert display a tech support phone number to call for help. When victims call the number, they are unknowingly connected to a scammer impersonating tech support. The scammer usually requests access to a victim's device, then attempts to steal personal and financial information. Right, so a lot of times someone will be browsing the internet, minding their own business, and boom, out of nowhere, they get a flashing pop-up. Virus infected, call this number for support immediately. But it's a scam. Real virus alerts don't have a phone number to call for assistance. So if you see a phone number on a virus alert, it's a scam. And we're going to show you some examples of these fake virus alerts that you might encounter. And this is a important scam for older folks to be aware of. Again, we have a video about this scam too, a tech support scam on our YouTube channel. So definitely share it with your older folks and loved ones. Now, unfortunately, they seem to be the most common victim of a tech support scam. So let's take a look at some examples of what these fake virus alerts might look like. And I'm going to start with some generic alerts. And then we'll get into more convincing alerts. And something to keep in mind is that this type of scam, it targets everyone, regardless of device. It targets iPhone users, Android users, PC users, Windows users, Apple users. It's basically just a fake pop-up, and it could display on any device. So it's important for everyone to be aware of these tech support scams, since they might encounter these. So here's an example. Warning, 5 viruses detected. Our latest scan has detected 5 viruses and tracking cookies and may steal your personal info. All right, then it says call us immediately and a list of phone number there. But if you call that phone number, you're going to be connected to a scammer that tries to connect to your PC and steal your information. Let me show you another example. Warning, check your computer now. Call this number immediately. And it lists all the scary data that's going to be exposed if you don't, right? Because that's what these scammers do. They try to scare the victim into reacting quickly. So this pop-up threatens your credit card details and banking information have been exposed. Email passwords, your Facebook, your private photos. Right? The idea is the scam tries to scare the victim into calling the phone number. And it's important to realize that these scammers, they're sitting in a call center waiting for these phone calls. This is what they do for a living. They sit in a call center full of scammers, just answering phones and trying to take your money. Let's look at another example of a more generic tech support fake virus alert scam. Warning, your computer may be infected. To remove viruses, call tech support online now. And you can see at the top, this has an address there, a website address. So, if you're computer savvy, you could tell this is fake, this is just a pop-up. But a lot of people, do fall for this. They don't realize, especially the older folks. So these were a couple of generic examples of these fake virus alerts you might get as part of a tech support scam. But let me show you some more convincing fake virus alerts that they might encounter. This one looks like it's McAfee antivirus. Your PC is infected with viruses. It's got the McAfee logo. It says McAfee antivirus across the top. says call McAfee helpline. Now, since we know this is a scam, we can tell at the top there's an address bar and there's a Windows pop-up. But to the untrained eye, especially if the person has McAfee on their computer, they might think this is a real virus alert. And if they call that phone number, they'll be connected to a scammer. And again, one of the giveaways is that a real virus alert won't have a phone number to call. If it has a phone number to call like this, it's a scam. So again, this is a fake virus alert as part of a tech support scam. If you call that number, you're going to be connected to scammers. Here's another example of a fake virus alert as part of a tech support scam. This one impersonates Norton by Symantec. Threats detected. Threats detected. Call support and list that phone number. But actually be connected to scammers. What's kind of funny about this pop-up is it says system critically infected. If you're not able to click on this button, immediately contact support. Toll-free helpline. Well, this pop-up, this fake virus pop-up, was actually set for the buttons not to work. So if you click the buttons, nothing would happen. And then you would read, system critically infected. If you're not able to click this button, which you won't be able to, immediately contact support. So it's a clever little trick they use to try and get victims to call into support. These fake virus alerts. They try to make them scary with all these threatening scenarios. System hard drive may fail. Let's take a look at some more fake virus alerts. And by the way, all these fake virus alerts that I'm showing you on this live stream, they're included in our video that we did about tech support scams. So again, anyone you think might find this useful, subscribe to our YouTube channel and share our tech support video, tech support scam video. Here's a fake virus alert that impersonates Windows Defender. Windows Defender security warning. Access to this PC has been blocked for security reasons. Contact Windows support. Let's see, it puts the Windows logo there. It says Microsoft. It says contact Windows support with a phone number. But that's not really Windows support phone number. It's a scammer phone number. It calls a scam call center, and you're actually dealing with a scammer that impersonates Windows. I'll show you one more example of a Windows Defender fake virus alert. Access to this PC has been blocked for security reasons. Threat detected. DOS attack spyware. The same deal here. It says Microsoft. That's a Microsoft logo. They try to make these fake virus alerts as convincing as possible. If you call this number, you're actually connected to a scammer. Let me know in chat if you've encountered any of these fake virus alerts. Or if you know someone who fell for a tech support scam like this. If you're just joining, say hi. Hit that like button. Let us know you're watching. We do this live stream every week. Spread awareness of scams. And like I mentioned earlier about these tech support scams, is everybody's vulnerable. They target Windows users, iPhone users, Android users. So it's no difference to them. So here's some examples of them targeting Apple users. Here's a fake virus alert. It's got the Safari logo. Big scary red letters, right? It's following the theme. Your Mac computer has 13 infections. Please call tech support as soon as possible. A list of scary things that are going to happen if you don't, right? Your credit card details are at risk. Your email password. Your private photos. This one says your webcam could be accessed remotely by hackers. So it definitely tries to scare the victim into reacting and calling that phone number. And again, this is known as a tech support scam. Extremely common. Older folks fall for it the most. So it's important that your loved ones are aware of this type of scam. Because they'll just be browsing the internet, mind their own business, and boom, they'll get a pop-up like this. And a lot of times they won't be able to close the pop-up either. The scammers make it so you'll click OK and it keeps on opening again. They're very persistent trying to get victims to call these phone numbers. So here's another example of one that targets Apple users. This one impersonates AppleCare. Warning, macOS is infected with viruses and other malicious applications. Call Apple support. Then lists a fake number to call, where you actually be connected to a scammer. And the last example of a fake virus alert, which also targets Mac and Apple users. Mac OS infected with spyware. It's got the Apple logo there. Call Apple helpline. But if you call that number, you're actually be connected to a scammer. And look, it's important to be aware of these tech support scams. These types of scammers are known to be ruthless. Once they get on somebody's PC, they ask them to log into their bank accounts. They start stealing passwords. They take everything from the victim. So these tech support scams, they're serious. A lot of older folks are falling for them. Watch out. And again, we have a video about tech support scams on our YouTube channel. So you can always go back into our YouTube channel and share that one with a loved one. All right, people. See some more people in the chat, more viewers. Good to see you. See Dave here. Currently messing around with Chinese person Telegram. The investing part hasn't come up yet. Nice. Pig butchering scam, right? I video chatted with her, and she looks a lot different than the photos she sent me. I reversed image the photos, and they don't match. Maybe say they don't match, meaning they didn't find any. You didn't find any the photos anywhere else. All right, we're going to get into our next scam example here. All right, our next scam example, or type of scam, road toll scams, unpaid road toll scams. Right now, this is probably the most common scam going around as far as text message scams go. Every week, there's a different version of this unpaid road toll scam floating around, and it said there's probably multiple organizations behind this scam. And a lot of people are getting these text messages. And basically how it works is scammers impersonate road toll services like EasyPass, SunPass, Fast Track, and claim that an unpaid toll is due. Victims are usually contacted by text message or email containing a link to pay the fake toll. However, the link opens a fake website designed to steal any personal or financial information entered by a victim. There was never an unpaid toll due. And again, I can't stress this every week. Quick Pass, Good to Go, it's Washington's toll service, Easy Pass, North Texas Tollway Authority, Drive Easy Maryland, Fast Track, and that's just to name a few. This type of scam, they're impersonating Easy Drive Massachusetts, and a lot more agencies. So this scam has definitely expanded and become extremely common. And basically how it works, let me show you some examples of the original version of this scam. These are all the different states that the original version was targeting. California toll services, North Carolina toll services, Illinois tollway, Ohio toll services, Virginia toll services, New Jersey toll point, Pennsylvania turnpike, New York toll services, Florida SunPass. And this original version, it would say you have a balance of $6.49, for example, and it would threaten additional fees, and it includes a link, but the link goes to a fake website. So the victim goes to this website, they pay the fake fee, and they actually get their personal information stolen. So all these examples on the screen, these are the original version. But like I was saying earlier, it evolved. So now we're seeing versions like this that say, final reminder, toll payment deadline approaching. It has a date. Your outstanding toll fee is due by March 28th. And it gets a little more threatening. Failure to pay may result in suspension of vehicle registration, financial penalties, damage to your credit score. It has a link to a .gy website. But if you go there, anything that gets entered is going to get stolen. Here's another version of this. Unpaid text message. Final warning, unpaid tolls. Failure to pay $3.99 may result in further penalties. Deadline, March 12th. Thanks for your cooperation. It links to a .top website. And you'll notice this number, the phone number that it came from is an international number, +231. So I don't know where that's located, but it's definitely outside the United States. Here's another version. This one came from outside the United States as well. Came from a +63 number. But pay your fast track lane tolls by January 24th, 2025 to avoid a fine and keep your license. You could pay at, and then you can see it links to the .top domain website. Let me know in the chat if you received any of these text messages. So many people have gotten different versions of these text messages. They've been nonstop for probably over a year now. Also, something worth pointing out is at the bottom of this text message, you can see it has an instruction that says, please reply yes, then exit the text message. That's actually a red flag when it has an instruction like that. And we'll see that instruction in a lot of other examples that I share with you this evening. But scammers put that on their text messages because, one, they want you to reply so they know it was an active phone number. Then they'll target you with more scams. And two, if you reply, this link actually gets activated. So you can click it and you're more likely to go to this fake website. So never reply to these text messages. I always advise people never reply. Just hit mark as junk and then delete. Another version came from +63 again, international phone number. Easy Drive MA, Easy Drive Massachusetts. Reminder, your bill for $6.99 is due soon. Please visit. And this one links to a .xin website. And see, it's got the instruction at the bottom. Please reply with yes and exit. So you can see the different variations of this scam that's been going on for about a year now. These unpaid toll text messages. There was even a version that had an attachment. See, here's this version, and this one came from an American address that had a PDF, an American address, a United States phone number, and it had a PDF attached. And then the PDF links to the fake website. In fact, here's what that PDF attachment looks like. Now it goes in this whole Dear Motorist, and pay now. So they're sending out text messages with attachments, text messages without attachments, links to all different types of websites. And here's an example about one of these fake websites, what they might look like if you clicked on a link. So let's say you got that text message that was supposedly from Good to Go, Washington's toll service. And it would take you to a website that looks like this. It looks like a legit website. Has their logo, their color theme. But there's a fake website built by a scammer. And when you click payment, it'll steal your credit card details and any information you enter. And that's how these unpaid toll scams work. They try to scare the victim into thinking they have a scam or a toll due, and then it steals their payment details when they go to pay it. Let me know in the chat if you've encountered these. I know you have. If you just joined, and click that thumbs up. Let us know you're watching. So watch out for those unpaid road toll scams circulating a lot right now. Lots of warnings about those. Take a look at our next scam. The wrong number scam. One sec. So our next scam is going to be a wrong number scam. Now, we released a video about wrong number scams. It's actually our most popular video. It actually went viral, at least what I consider viral, and it got over 98,000 views, which was pretty cool. It almost hit 100,000. But these wrong number scams, what they are is scammers reach new victims by sending text messages to random phone numbers. When someone replies wrong number, the scammer attempts to continue the conversation and build a trust with the victim. As trust is gained, this type of scam evolves into a romance or pig butchering scam that ultimately steals money from the trusting victim. So if you've ever wondered why you get so many wrong number text messages, this is why, because it's a common scam. And we're going to share some examples of that wrong number scam with you right now. And the thing about these wrong number scams is they could start with anything, any random text message. Excuse me, is this Emma? Hi, Anna, I'm Josie. It can even start with just something as simple as hi. Because the goal is the scammer just wants you to reply. They want you to reply and say wrong number. Or they want you to reply and say, who is this? The idea is they want you to reply. It's a way for them to start a communication with a potentially new victim. Let me know if you get these wrong number text messages, if you get a lot of these. I'm going to show you some examples about how the conversation might go here. So here's one wrong number conversation. I'm Margaret. Are you Lillian? No, I'm Izzy. Then he always say, I'm really sorry. I think I made a mistake between your number. I hope I didn't disturb you. The person replies back, that's okay. At that point, the conversation should end. But since it's a wrong number scam, the scammer is going to try to continue the conversation. And in this example, you could see the scammer replies, thank you for your understanding and patience. You are a kind person. I hope you have a good day today. I'm 36 years old. Would you mind telling me your age? They're going to try to get your age. They're going to try to get your location, and they're going to try to get your name. Now, this is one example of a wrong number text message. Let me show you another one. Random message starts out with, have a cup of coffee together sometime. Of course, the potential victim replies back, who is this? And he says, oh, well, if this is my friend Laura, I'm Zoe. They go into the whole story. Person replies back, yeah, wrong number. Or the person, and then the scammer says, I'm sorry, I thought this was Laura's number. I think I dialed the wrong number, area code. Hope I'm not bothering you. Right? The potential victim replies back, no, you're good. Have a great day. The conversation should stop at this point. If it's a wrong number, it's been established as a wrong number. There's no reason they should continue the conversation. But the scammer does continue the conversation, and they say, thank you for your kindness to my situation. I realized I entered the wrong area code. Where are you from? Right? So now the scammer tries to find out where the person is from. The last example I showed you, they asked what your age was. This example, they ask where you're from. What's up, John? Welcome to the chat. Good to see you. In this example, this one actually was sent to me, and we went along with it so we could use it to share with everybody. But got that random text message that just said hi. All right, we knew right away it's a scam. All right, so we reply back. We just acted like we were in the dark. Hi, who's this? The scammer replies back, I'm Karina. Are you David? We met last week at Linda's party. Reply back, hi, sorry, you have the wrong number. Okay, it should end at that point. Scammer replies back, oh my gosh, I checked and found out I entered the wrong area code. You'll notice a lot of times they say, oh, I had the wrong area code. All right, I hope this doesn't bother you. We reply back, that's okay, no problem. Again, conversation should end at this point. No reason to keep talking, but since it's a wrong number scam, the scammer replies, thank you very much. You're a very friendly and polite person. I hope we could be friends. Nice to meet you. My name is Karina. What could I call you? Right, so now they're asking my name. We replied back Pat, because Pat could be a male or a female, so we figured we'd mess them a little bit. So we replied back Pat. And then they replied back, you have a beautiful name. I'm from Malaysia. Currently living in Los Angeles. Where do you live? Right, so they asked my name. Now they're trying to find out where I live. They all follow the same pattern, these wrong number scams. They ask your name. They ask where you live. They ask your age. and then they try to determine the best scam to proceed with. You know, it was funny when I posted the video about these wrong number scams. A lot of people were like, "Well, what's the scam? What's the end scam?" Well, the end scam could vary. You know, the point of a wrong number scam is just to reach new victims, and once they have this conversation established, you know, through this whole wrong number narrative, this wrong number scam, then it evolves into a different type of scam. Then it evolves into a romance scam or a pig butchering scam, for example. But it all starts with a wrong number scam, where you get a random text message, they claim they have a wrong number, but then they try to build up a trust with you. The example on my screen right now, this was another one I received. You know, sometimes they'll include pictures of a woman or someone to try and entice replies, right? In this case, you could say, "Hi, Byron, I'm Jane," and there's a picture of a woman. And then I didn't reply. I knew it was a scam. But exactly 4 hours on the dot, there's a follow-up text saying, "Have you gotten the pictures I sent?" And what's important to note about that is a lot of this is automated. It might not even be a person sending out this message initially. This is a bot. This is a bot that's sending out the same text message to hundreds of thousands of people, right? And it's programmed after 4 minutes of no reply, or after 4 hours of no reply, send the follow-up. "Have you gotten the pictures I sent?" Then once you start interacting and talking with the bot, eventually it gets handed off to a scammer. When we posted the wrong number scam video that shared this example, we got so many comments from people that said they got the exact same text message, that exact same picture. All right, so be aware of it. Know that this is what scammers do. There's no reason to think otherwise if you receive one of these text messages. That's why it's so important to be aware. You've seen this example now on this live stream. If you get a text message like this, it should be clear as day that you know it's a scammer. There's no point in interacting. Instead, report it as junk and block the number. Block, delete. Don't fall for it. Don't become a victim. If you're just joining us, we're going over some wrong number scam examples. An example on my screen is one of those. We do this live stream every week, every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Our goal is to spread awareness, so click that like button if you haven't yet. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. The more likes we get, the more subscribers we get, the more our content is shown by the algorithm to new viewers. So help us spread awareness about these scams. Click like, subscribe. And most of the scams that we're going over on this live stream, which are going over about 20 different types of scams, we have videos for a lot of the scams, individual videos as well. So you can always check our YouTube channel and share videos afterwards. A lot of examples we're sharing in the videos that we've posted and created. So say hi in the chat. Let us know you're watching. Click that thumbs up. Click that heart. Share your experience. We want to hear it from you. What scams have you encountered? Which red flags have you come across? Tell us some stories. Let us know of people you've heard that gotten scammed. You can join our free email list on scamaware101.com. You can click join mailing list. It's free to join. We just send you reminders when we're going to be live, some useful scam awareness tips. So join that free email list. All right, so next scam we're going to talk about is arrest warrant scams, or jury duty scams, otherwise known as jury duty scams. Basically, a victim is contacted by a scammer impersonating law enforcement. The scammer claims an arrest warrant was issued and fines must be paid to resolve it. The scammer then threatens the victim with arrest if fines aren't paid immediately. And this scam works because people get scared. The scammer will be on the phone. He'll say, "We're going to send over some deputies to arrest you right now if you don't pay." So it can be very scary to someone who doesn't realize that this is a type of scam that happens. And again, we also did a video about this scam where we show examples. But some key points to remember about these arrest warrant scams is that when the scammer calls someone and impersonates the sheriff, the caller ID might show the sheriff's phone number. It's been reported that these scammers, they will show the sheriff's phone number on caller ID. And that's something to keep in mind and always remember, that scammers can manipulate what phone number the caller ID shows. And they do. When they impersonate law enforcement or the sheriff's office, they'll display the phone number of the sheriff's office on the caller ID. When they impersonate the bank, they'll display the bank's phone number on caller ID. So you can never trust caller ID as a way to verify who you're talking to. You need to verify some other way. Don't trust caller ID. I can't say that enough, and that's a big detail that a lot of victims, if they had realized that, that they couldn't trust caller ID, that could have made all the difference. So, but again, arrest warrant scams, what they'll do, they'll call up, and a lot of times they'll say you missed jury duty, and that's why a warrant's going to be issued for your arrest. Unless, of course, you pay immediately. Some key points about this. Again, scammers can manipulate the phone number shown on caller ID. Very important to be aware of that. Just because it says the sheriff is calling doesn't mean that it is a sheriff. It could still be a scammer. Another point is scammers have been known to provide fake paperwork that look like his arrest warrant to convince victims what's happening is real. And again, in the video that we did about this, we show some clips, some media clips where they're talking about that and some examples of the fake paperwork that these scammers will provide. So yeah, even if the phone number says even if the caller ID says it's the sheriff, even if they try to provide paperwork claiming it's an arrest warrant, it could still be a scam. Especially if they're urging you to make an immediate payment over the phone. It's always a red flag if they're trying to get you to make a payment over the phone. And basically, if you get a phone call claiming a warrant was issued for your arrest, ask for the name of the organization that issued the warrant, hang up, and call the organization directly. Don't engage with the scammer. So be aware of that. Again, it's known as a jury duty scam or a arrest warrant scam. Extremely common right now. If you Google News every week, you'll see new warnings coming out about this scam. Because the police don't like it. They don't like being impersonated, and that's what this scam does. They're literally impersonating law enforcement. So the police are trying to get the word out. A lot of sheriff's offices are trying to get the word out. Don't fall for this fake arrest warrant, fake jury duty scam. And the last scam on this batch of common scams are bank impersonation scams. Now, something to keep in mind, every scam that we're going over on this live stream, every example we're showing you, they're all fairly new. Some of these examples are only a month old, some of them are less than a year old, and most of them are less than a year old. They're all currently circulating, they're active. They're all important scams to be aware of right now. They're circulating right now. Bank impersonation scams. Scammers impersonate the bank, usually claiming suspicious activity was detected under a victim's account. The caller ID might display the bank's phone number, even though it's a scammer calling. Victims are then tricked into withdrawing or transferring funds to the scammers who are impersonating the bank. And this is a common scam right now. And they're targeting people with they're targeting victims over the phone. They're targeting victims with text messages. An example on my screen is a text message that tries to impersonate the bank. This was actually provided to me by a friend, and there's a story that goes along with it. Before receiving this text message, my friend actually received a phone call first. She didn't answer the phone, but the caller ID did display TD Bank's phone number. Even though it was a scammer, the caller ID showed the bank's phone number correctly. So anyway, she doesn't answer the phone, and immediately after she gets a text message impersonating TD Bank. And that's the text message that you see on my screen right now. So right away, there's some important things to realize. Is one, that the scammer shows the bank's phone number. You can't trust caller ID. And they're targeting victims by phone and by text message. One or the other. If they don't get a hold of you by phone, they're going to send you a text message. And there's a few red flags in this text message that indicate that this isn't actually from the bank. And the first thing is, if this had really been from the bank, it would have indicated which account. It would have put like the last 4 digits of the account or some details so you knew which account it's referencing. All right. Also, if this had been from TD Bank, it would have been from a short 5-digit code. Instead of an actual phone number, you would have received, it would have been from a short 5-digit code, which is different from regular phone numbers. So this is a red flag that it came from a regular phone number. And the other red flag is the capitalization is off. You can't always rely on that happening, but in this case, it was. For example, the T in transaction is capitalized for no reason. The R in reply is capitalized for no reason. The N in not is capitalized for no reason. So like little capitalization errors, they give away that this isn't a real text message either. It's a scam text. So this is all part of a bank impersonation scam. And we also have a victim story to share with you about these bank impersonation scams. This young Connecticut woman had her bank account drained by scammers after answering trusted Wells Fargo number. I did everything they said to do, and they literally drained my bank account, she explained. Her trouble began when she saw a familiar phone number on her caller ID. I got a call from a Wells Fargo number saying that I had fraudulent activity on my account and that a random person was being sent money from Zelle. They told me to go onto my account and that I needed to secure my Zelle on my end by sending money that would go back to my account right after. The person she was speaking to on the phone was not a Wells Fargo rep, as she discovered when she went to the bank to confirm that she'd been talking to a legitimate customer service rep. So that's what happened to this victim, who fell for a bank impersonation scam. She got a phone call. She saw the Wells Fargo phone number, and she thought, okay, this must be my bank. The caller ID shows Wells Fargo's phone number. But as you keep on hearing me say, you can't trust caller ID. The scammers can manipulate it, and they do. In this case, they did. And she didn't realize that they could. So she thought she could trust it. She thought it was Wells Fargo. It wasn't. And she lost her money. And that's an example of a bank impersonation scam. That's how they work. That's how you trick people. So be alert. Beware these bank impersonation scams. They're especially dangerous. They're straight up going for your bank accounts. And they don't stop with just one. They try to get involved and take everything you've got. So that's it. We're 6 scams in. We got 14 more to go. We got a long night ahead of us. We usually stream for about 3 hours. We're round and around hour number 1 here, and we're going to keep on going. I definitely need to refill my coffee cup, though. Let us know if you're just joining in. Hit that thumbs up. Let us know in the chat that you're watching. It'll help us spread awareness. All right, everybody, just got to go fill my Scamaware 101 travel mug. which you could get in our YouTube channel, our YouTube store. So check that out if you want this nice travel mug, this Scamware 101. Keep your coffee nice and warm on your desk, which I'm going to go fill up right now. I'll be back in 5 minutes, and we're going to go into some more scams. Get them glasses on so I can see again. Back from filling my coffee cup here. Ready to get into our next batch of common scams to discuss and go over, show some examples of. Let us know if you're just joining. For those of you just joining, my name is Jared. I'm with ScamAware 101. And we do this live stream every week, every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. And our goal is to spread awareness by showing you examples of scams. We're going to go over about 20 different types of scams on this live stream tonight. We're already about 6 in. And we're going to go over scam number 7 in a moment. But we also discussed a bunch of red flags to be aware of, which we have videos on our YouTube channel that you could go back and share as well if you missed that. But you can help spread awareness by clicking like, clicking subscribe. That all helps. The more likes we get, the more subscribers we get, the more our content will be shown to new people. So help us out. Help us spread awareness about these scams. And again, if you're just joining, say hi in the chat. Join our free email list on scamaware101.com. Visit our website, click join mailing list. It's all free. And we'll send you some useful scam awareness information. All right. Let's continue on with the live stream here. Go over some more scam examples. Okay, 1 minute, just updating the agenda. Okay. All right, we got some good scams ready to go over right now. Some lots of good examples to show you. Hey, participate in the chat. Let us know if you've encountered any of these examples that we're going to share. And tell us about your experience. We want to hear about it. So, let's go on to our next batch of common scams. Starting with a fake order scam, or otherwise known as a fake purchase scam. Basically, victims receive a fake notification that an order was made under their account. When the victim calls to dispute the fake order, a scammer impersonates customer support and attempts to steal personal and financial information from the victim. This type of scam is actually attacking us from all angles. I have examples of text messages. We've heard about victims getting emails. I have recordings of phone calls, all part of fake order scam. Fake order notification scams. And all the examples I have are new. They're recently submitted by multiple people. So we know this one's circulating. We know this one's pretty common. And the first example of this fake order scam I'm going to share with you is a text message. And this one, it says, Apple approval notice. We have noticed your Apple iCloud ID was recently used at Apple Store for $143 paid by Apple Pay pre-authorization. And then it says, if not you, talk to an Apple representative. It has a phone number to call immediately to cancel this charge. So most people would receive this notification. They think, I didn't make a purchase. Let me call this phone number and dispute it like it says. I better call this number to cancel the charge. But what they don't realize is they're actually being connected to a scammer. Right? There's a call center full of scammers waiting for you to call in response to this message. And if you call that number, you'll actually be connected to a scammer. And then that scammer tries to access your bank accounts and steal all your money. Right? So this is a fake order notification. The whole idea is you got a text message about a fake order. Right? The amount might be different, the item might be different, the vendor might be different, but the point is you get a text message about an order that you didn't make. It's not a real order. Nobody placed the order. It's all fake. The goal is the scammer wants you to call the number to dispute it. And this text message that you're seeing on my screen now was actually provided to me by multiple people. So this one's currently circulating, and if you get one like this, you can rest assured it's a scam. That's for sure. Now, I also have 2 recordings, 2 robocalls that are part of a fake order scam. And the first call I'm going to play for you, it impersonates Walmart, and it says that a PlayStation was ordered under my account. And it tries to get me to press 1 to dispute it. But if you press 1, you get connected to a scammer. There was no PlayStation purchased under your Walmart account. So let me play this example first. I have a second example to show for you. Now keep in mind, these robocalls are circulating as we speak.
We are trying to contact you concerning an unverified purchase of PlayStation 5 Special Edition bundled with Pulse 3D headset being ordered from your Walmart account for an amount of $859.50. If you did not authorize this transaction or wish to cancel, please press 1 or return our call on same number at your earliest convenience.
So that's the example of a robocall that's trying to pull a fake order scam on you. The idea is they tell you if an order was placed. There was no order, but they tell you an order was placed, and then they say press 1 to dispute the order. Also, notice on this recording it ended by saying call number on screen. That's a big red flag. If they don't even really leave a real phone number to call, if they tell you to call a number that just displayed on your screen, that's a red flag. Don't trust it. But anyway, an example you just heard, it's a robocall. Everybody gets the same call, and it claims that a PlayStation was purchased under your Walmart account. It tries to trick you into disputing the order. Don't dispute the order. It's fake. And now let me show you another example. Here's another recording of a robocall. I received many comments on this one when we shared it on our YouTube channel. We got quite a few comments about people that received the exact same call here. But in this one, it claims that a MacBook Pro was purchased under my Amazon account. And again, the idea is to trick the victim into calling to dispute an order. They think they're calling customer support, but they're actually calling a scammer. So let's listen to this recording of a fake order scam.
This call is to authorize the payment of $1,499 for the recent order of Apple MacBook Pro on your Amazon account. If you do not authorize this payment, please press 1 to speak to our customer support representative.
That one sounds a little bit more automated, but you get the idea. It tells the victim that the MacBook Pro for $1,400 has been purchased under your Amazon account. It tells them to press 1 to dispute the charge. But if they press 1, they're actually connected to a scammer. And we have a story from a victim that gives us a peek at what happens next. And also, she was targeted by an email version, right? So far, we saw the text message version of this scam. And again, it's currently circulating right here, right? The one that says purchase at Apple Store was made. So that's the text message version attacking you. We just listened to 2 robocall recordings. So you're being attacked by phone calls and robocalls. And then we have this victim's story where she was targeted by an email version of this fake order scams, fake order notification scams. And basically it says, a 23-year-old Lincoln woman reported losing $4,100 after falling victim to an identity fraud scam in July. The scam began on July 17th with an email claiming she had purchased an iPhone. See, there's the fake order notification. The woman called the number provided in the email to dispute the purchase and was told she had multiple open accounts in her name across various states. She was informed someone was using her identity. All right. So that's an example of how these fake order scams work. They're used to pull a new victim in, and then once they get communication going with the victim, then they proceed with the scam, which is they start telling them their identity has been stolen, and they get then they withdraw money. So, but her story is fascinating, though. So let's read on. Right, according to police, scammers then connected the woman to a person posing as a CIA agent who instructed her to withdraw $3,600 from her bank account. The next day, she was directed to use the money to purchase Walmart gift cards and send photos and receipts. Additionally, the woman sent another $500 cash card to the scammers. Right. So in her case, what happened is she falls for the fake order scam. She gets an email stating she purchased an iPhone. She calls the number to dispute it. They tell her her identity has been stolen. right? So that's the fake order notification portion of this. Then the scam turns into the fraudulent activity narrative, right? Because once she's connected, once she's hooked, once she's pulled in by the fake order notification, that's when they tell her your identity has been stolen, you need to withdraw the money so it's safe. And in this case, they told her to go purchase Walmart gift cards. So that's the scam that they chose to do once they had her pulled in with a fake order notification. And look, this is the common narrative. You know, it might sound a little crazy, but this is a common narrative and it works. And they've gotten really good at it, these scammers. They have a perfect script. They know how to answer every question that you might ask. So yeah, fake order notifications. And again, we're being targeted all around. We're being targeted by text, by email, with phone calls. So it's important to be aware of these. All right, so watch out for fake order notifications. If you get a notification about an order, definitely don't call the number in the notification. Right? If you need to call Amazon, go look up Amazon's actual phone number. Don't trust what the notification might say. If you need to look up an Apple order, don't trust what phone number the notification said. Go log into your Apple account manually and check, you know. Don't trust anything that you get unsolicited. Unsolicited text messages, unsolicited emails. So there you go. Those are fake order scams. I showed you examples of all three different types. So watch out for those. And we also did a video about that one too. So if you want to go back, share that video with your loved one. We have a video about these fake order scams on our YouTube channel. If you're just joining us, hit that like button, say hi in the chat. Let us know how you found this stream. We do this live stream every week, 5:45 p.m. Eastern time. Usually go for about 3 hours, or just over an hour, 15 minutes or so. Go over 20 different types of scams, show you examples of them, text message examples, email examples, recorded phone calls. I think we're on scam number 8 right now at 20, so we're getting close to halfway there. This is a good one. The next scam we're going to talk about, grandparent scams. This is when scammers impersonate a distressed relative, claiming to be in jail and needing financial help. Victims, usually seniors, act quickly to assist their loved ones. The scammers will often impersonate law enforcement, court personnel, and lawyers to extract even more money from the victim. Right. So this scam gets me angry. Like this scam, you know, and it should get you angry too. These scammers are actually targeting your parents and your grandparents. You know, this type of scam is literally called a grandparent scam. Right. And the scammers are targeting them. They're trying to take all the money they got saved up, that they worked all their life for, and they're trying to clear out their accounts. They're trying to clear out your grandparents' accounts, your parents' accounts. They're trying to take it all. And they're using you to trick them. They're telling your parents that you're in jail and you need help, and that's why they got to give money. So they're using your name to trick your parents and your loved ones into going broke and giving away their life savings to a scammer. So that's a grandparent scam. And you might ask yourself, well, how could they possibly ever be convinced that someone's in jail? Right? Well, you're in luck because we have a video that I always love to share this video. And it was taken by this scam baiter on YouTube. He's on Scam Sandwich he goes by. So check out his videos, his YouTube channel. But basically he hacked into this scammer's webcam. And he was able to record this grandparent scammer located in Dominican Republic. He was able to record him in the process of doing a grandparent scam. And it's an amazing video. And it's really helpful as far as educating and being aware of how these scammers actually do what they do. So anyway, let's take a look at this video. Again, this is a scammer in the Dominican Republic he's known as an opener. His job is to connect with the victim and tell them the whole story. Right. And then closers, they take over and try to get money from the victim, which we'll talk about more later. But this is an opener of a grandparent scam located in the Dominican Republic. So let's take a watch.
Oh.
Mom, I had a car accident.
Huh?
I had a car accident, Mom.
Is this Linda?
It's me, Linda.
Where are you?
I got a car accident.
What happened?
I'm gonna put the officer on. I got arrested.
You got arrested?
Hi, ma'am.
Yes.
Hi, are you Linda's mom?
Yes.
What I'm gonna need you to do is grab a pen and paper and write down Linda's case number, ma'am. I need you to hurry up, please, ma'am.
Case number?
It's the number 2.
2?
The letter B as in boy. Can you read that back to me?
2, the...
Now, I'm gonna read what's going on, ma'am, okay?
Okay.
Linda was involved in a car accident. It was stated in the police report. She admitted that was her fault. While she was driving, she was using her phone. That's what caused the accident, ma'am, okay?
Oh, man.
The woman that was driving the other vehicle was 7 months pregnant. We had to rush her into the nearby hospital. She might lose her baby.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now, we actually confiscated her cell phone for legal evidence, so she cannot receive or cannot make calls. This is going to be her only last call. Are you with me, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Now, she actually wrote a note down here saying that she didn't want anyone to know about this. Let's honor her wish for right now because it's too much for her right now. That's what she's saying.
Okay.
What I'm going to need you to do, ma'am, is stay by the phone and wait for the lawyer to call, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye, ma'am.
All right, bye.
The next. Right, that's a fascinating video. You could actually see the scammer being recorded through his webcam while he tries to scam an elderly lady out of her money. And this is known as a grandparent scam. Again, this guy was located in Dominican Republic. He's known as an opener because notice how, first of all, there's so many fascinating things about that video to discuss. Oh, it's like I'm just going to restart this one stream and then we'll continue. All right, just reconnected. So we're talking about grandparent scams. And the video we just watched is actually a scammer in the Dominican Republic, and he's known as an opener. And it's a fascinating video because what you hear him is you hear him talk to the elderly lady, you know, and he actually impersonates her daughter and the police officer. He plays the police scanner chatter in the background when he's impersonating a police officer, right? And it's a fascinating video to see him actually do this scam through the webcam. Just so you're aware, the lady wasn't scammed. You know, the person that was recording through this guy's webcam was able to warn her, so she didn't lose any money. Luckily, he was able to get a hold of her and say, hey, you're dealing with a scammer. But again, that's an example of how this scam from the Dominican Republic, you know, this grandparent scam, is what it's known as, works. And again, this guy's known as an opener, and then what he does is he tells her to stand by for a call. And that's when the closers reach out. And what happens with the closers is they just take everything she has. First, they say that they're with court personnel and there's court fees. Then they say they're with the bail company or whatever. And then they say they're with the law office and then there's legal fees. And they just keep making up any reason and impersonating anybody to clear out whatever she has. And again, this targets your mother. This targets your grandparents. Your parents, your grandparents. So you should be angry about this. Because some of you might be having your inheritance stolen by these scammers. And awareness is important. A lot of times you'll never get this money back. Another interesting thing about these grandparent scams is there's this news article about this group, these scammers in Dominican Republic, and they were indicted in New Jersey. NJ Federal Court charges 3 additional Dominicans in grandparent scam. And this article gives some details about it. So 11 Dominican nationals were charged with 19 counts in New Jersey. And it basically, according to indictment, they engaged in a long-running grandparent or family in need of bail scam against hundreds of seniors across the United States, including New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts. They led a network of call centers in the Dominican Republic, and they also recruited co-conspirators in the U.S. as couriers. They would actually have couriers go and pick up the money from victims. But as detailed in court filings, members of the conspiracy, referred to as openers, and that's who we just watched the recording of, an opener, called elderly victims in the United States, impersonating the victims' children, grandchildren, and other close relatives. The call centers used technology to make it appear that the calls were coming from inside the United States. Typically, the victim was told that their grandchild had been in a car accident, was arrested in connection with an accident, and needed help. Right? That's exactly what we just watched. That scammer impersonate the daughter and then impersonate the police officer, and they followed that narrative. Once openers tricked victims into believing their loved ones were in dire trouble, other workers at the call centers known as closers impersonated defense attorneys, police officers, or court personnel and convinced victims to provide thousands of dollars in cash to help their loved ones. So see what I mean by how these scammers keep going? They impersonate a different agency and try to take even more money. The cash was typically retrieved by couriers or mailed by victims at the direction of the closers. Yeah, so that's a grandparent scam. And that example we just read about and that video we just watched, that was of a scammer that was part of a call center in Dominican Republic running these scams. But it's not just limited to Dominican Republic. Recently, a couple weeks ago, we heard about a bunch of Canadians that had some kind of grandparent scam operation going. So you know, they're all over the place. If these scams are profitable, there are no borders. So that was a grandparent scam. And I'm Jared with ScamAware 101. Welcome to the live stream. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't yet. Subscribe. The more subscribers we get, the more likes we get, the more our content is shared by the algorithm. Our goal here is to spread awareness of these scams, how to spot them, how to identify them, how to protect yourself and your loved ones from falling for them and becoming a victim. On this live stream, we go over about 20 different types of scams, show a bunch of examples, scam text messages, scam emails, some scam phone call recordings, all recent scams, all currently circulating, all important to be aware of. So say hi in the chat if you're just joining us. Hit that heart, hit that thumbs up, give us a like. And most of the scams that we're going to go over, we have videos for too on our YouTube channel. So you can always check our channel later and find the videos about the scams we discussed. Also, join our free email list, scamaware101.com, and join mailing list. We'll remind you when we're going live and send you some useful scam awareness info from time to time. All right, the next scam we're going to talk about. This one's pretty popular during the holidays. And let me know in the chat if you've encountered these during the holidays. Undeliverable package scams. Victims receive fake notifications about undeliverable packages and are asked to click a link to resolve. The link opens a fake website impersonating UPS, FedEx, or USPS. Any personal or financial details provided by the victim are stolen by the scammers. There never was a package. And that's known as an undeliverable package scam. And we see this a lot during the holidays. We saw it a lot November, December, January, because there's so many packages being sent and received. So people are less likely to suspect it's a scam. But it is. It is. And we've seen multiple versions of this scam. We've seen an email version. We've seen a text message version. The text message version was the most common scam. I have a bunch of examples to share with you. So here's a text message. Due to invalid address, you have a package that needs to be delivered, but has been suspended due to incorrect delivery address. If you do not update your address before 24 hours, your package will be returned to sender. That has a link to .uk address. It's a scam. If you click that link, you'll be taken to a fake website that steals your information. Here's another one. The USPS package has arrived at the warehouse and cannot be delivered due to incomplete address information. Please confirm your address and a link within 12 hours. And this links to a .top website, which we see used in a lot of scam websites. And also, notice it has that instruction at the end that we talked about earlier, where it says, please reply yes, then exit the SMS. We see that instruction a lot on these scam text messages. It's a red flag. So if you see this instruction at the bottom of your text messages, be suspicious. Here's another example. This was a group text message that the scammer started. They renamed the group to USPS, I guess to try and sound or look legit. And you can see, since the package does not have a house number, the package transportation is interrupted. It has a link to some website. Here's a couple more examples. This text message has an HTML attachment, and it even has USPS's logo on it to try and make it appear more legit. But it's a scam. If you click that link or open the attachment, it's going to have a link to a fake website. Never open attachments and unsolicited messages. You know, maybe it'll just take it to a website, but worst case, it'll install a virus or download malware on your device. So never open attachments from and unsolicited messages. You know, in this example, you see they use an HTML file. In this example, they attached a PDF. It's the same idea. It has a USPS logo. And if you open this file, in this case, it just links to a fake website. But again, never open unsolicited files. You know, it could install malware on your device. Now, if you fall for any of these text messages and you click the link, you might be taken to a website that looks like this. Has the United States Postal Service logo. It says you just have to pay $3. Enter new payment method to resend your package. But they're actually going to steal whatever credit card details you put in here. There is no package. This is all a scam. They're trying to trick you. Another version of a website might take you to. See, here's another one. And this one looks pretty legit. They have the logo there. The color theme looks right. I mean, this one looks pretty legit. And they're asking for the shipping information, payment method. But it's going to steal the information entered. And they even included USPS in the fake website name to make it seem more legit. These scammers are clever. They'll do whatever they can to appear realistic. So that's an undeliverable package notification. That's how that works. You get a text message notification. It says you need a package redelivered, and it tries to get you to click on a link that takes you to a website like this to steal your information. USPS, UPS, FedEx, they don't send messages like this. They don't send text messages like that. They'll send you an update on a package that you specifically requested updates on, but by default, they're not going to send you updates on random packages, you know, especially in the backward scenario where it's undeliverable. So don't trust those text messages about undeliverable packages. That scam was running rampant during the holidays. So let me know in the chat if you got any of those undeliverable package text messages. I know I did. I know a lot of other people did. And it's going to happen again as the year starts getting closer to end of year. We're halfway through already almost, right? So, because these scams go in cycles. Different times of the year as different scams start picking up. Now, what's interesting is there's another version of this undeliverable package scam. The version I just showed you is a text message version. But there was also an email version that was circulating this recent holiday season. And we got the examples for you. So you can see November 22nd, there's an email impersonating UPS. And it claims your package appears to be missing. But what's different about this is instead of saying you have to pay a redelivery fee, it's trying to redirect you to a fake website to get a free compensation product. See, it says, we value your time, want to make things right. As an apology, we'd like to offer you a compensation product up to $100 in value. It says, get your compensation now. But it still follows the undeliverable package narrative, right? We're sorry, your package appears to be missing. Now, here's another example of the email received a week earlier. This one impersonates FedEx. We're sorry, your package appears to be delayed. It's the same deal. As an apology, we'd like to offer you a compensation product up to $100 in value. Get your compensation now. And what's different is if you click that get your compensation now link, you're actually taken to a fake website offering all these deals on products, which I'll show you those in a little bit. But for now, the point I'm trying to get across here is undeliverable package notifications, whether it's a text message or an email, be suspicious. You can't trust them. These type of notifications aren't really sent by FedEx and UPS. And the scam always picks up during the holidays, so be aware of it. It will be coming soon. And there's warnings about these scams on all these websites, FedEx, UPS, USPS. They've all been warning about these scams. Now, we're going to use this scam to lead into a fake retail website scam, which is the next type of scam on our list here. Because basically what happens with these undeliverable package scams, these email versions at least, they direct you to a fake retail website. So let's take a look at some of the fake retail. Actually, let's do this first. Fake retail website scams. Scammers create fake websites to sell products that are never delivered. Victims are lured in by unbeatable deals and lose money once they pay. These scams often target holiday shoppers or those seeking trending items. All right. So there's many ways that you could end up on one of these fake retail websites. One of them is through emails, right? Like the email scam I just showed you, where it says click here for a free compensation product. There might be other versions of the emails. Here's a free gift, for being a loyal customer. Anything to get you to go to these fake retail websites. You might come across an ad that was purchased on social media, on Facebook, or on Google listings, right? Scammers purchase ads, and they'll direct you to these fake retail websites with these unbeatable offers, these offers that are too good to be true, right? And in the case of that undeliverable package scam, here's some of the pages that took me to as far as the fake retail website goes. Right, the first one is, you can see that Black Friday sale, because that's when this scam was going on. And you can see wireless headphones today, normally $175. Now just covers shipping. And that's a common scam narrative that's used. A lot of times they'll offer you products that are worth hundreds of dollars, but they'll say, just pay for shipping. And what's actually happened is they're just going to steal your credit card information when you enter it. So you can see this one example. Again, this was a page where that scam actually linked to. Here's another example. Portable heater, normally $175. Just pay shipping, $8.69. That's too good to be true. And then here's one more example. Wireless earbuds. $175 value. Just pay shipping, $8.69. But it's not real. You're going to enter your personal information. It's going to get stolen by the scammer. These are all examples of fake retail websites. And what's interesting about these examples, is they used all different website names. Like, see this one, the portable heater was on luxuryproductportal.com. The earbuds page was on technojoyhaven.com. These scammers just use all these different websites and names, and one gets reported and taken down, they switch over to another. That is an example of that. So watch out for these fake retail websites. Do your due diligence. If you see an offer that's too good to be true, chances are it is. Go check Google for reviews. see if anybody's talking about the website. You know, in the examples I just showed you, when I Googled the website domains, there was nothing. There was no reviews, no history, nothing about any of them. They were brand new, purchased just strictly for scamming. So no reviews, no details. It's just as bad as having bad reviews. Right? So don't trust it if there's nothing being said about the site. That's just as bad as bad things being said. So watch out for fake retail website scams. They're attacking by email. They're attacking with ads. They're all over the place. How we doing out there? Hit that heart. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're watching. Say hi in the chat. That was scam number 10 out of 20. So we're halfway through. We're going to go over 20 scams tonight. Multiple examples of each. Lots of good information. We pack into our live stream every week here. Every Thursday at 5:45 p.m. Eastern. Join our free email list to get reminded when we go live. And oh yeah, you know what? I haven't mentioned it tonight yet. Follow us on your favorite social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky. We're ScamAware 101 on all of them. But we also have the links right here on our homepage. So if you can't find us, go to scamaware101.com and click the links. And while you're there, join our free mailing list by clicking Join Mailing List. Scamaware101.com. All right. Let's talk about our next scam, which is a gift card received scam. Is the email version of it. So gift card received, email scams. Victims receive an email notification that they received a gift card. When the victim attempts to activate the gift card by clicking a link, malware is installed on their device or a fake website is opened to steal their personal information. I get these fake offers all the time. These fake gift cards or gift cards that say they were sent to me by an employer or a family member. And here's one example. Here's an example of what one of those emails might look like. It says, you received a $50 Venmo gift card that says your company has given you an employee rewards card. Activate your card today. So what you should do in a situation when you get something like this, before you click any link, before you go activating anything, in this case, since it says from your employee or your employer, reach out to your employer, confirm they actually sent you a gift card. If it was from a family member, reach out to that family member and ask them if they sent you a gift card. And they say yes, okay, you're good. But they say no, you know it's a scam. So any unexpected gift cards like this, email notifications, always verify and confirm with whoever it supposedly came from. Because if you click that link, it could take you to a malware-infected website, or it could steal your personal information to activate your gift card that's not even real. So that's a gift card received scam, email scam. Anybody else get those? Let me know in the chat. And by the way, if you're just joining us, hit that like button. Help spread awareness about these scams. That's our goal here with that live stream and our YouTube channel. We're just making videos trying to spread awareness about these scams. You know, we got some really good feedback from people that they were able to spot a scam, and it makes it all worth it. All right, so that's the second batch of scams that we were going over. Definitely running ahead of schedule here. Let's get 1 minute here. I'm just getting this updated. Cool. Yeah, we're 11 scams in. We go over 20 different types of scams. Show examples of each. Got 9 more scams to go, but first we're going to talk about some tools and useful software to help protect yourself, protect your loved ones from these scams. And what we're doing is we're trying to put all these resources and links on the scamaware101.com website. We want our website to become a reference and something that can be used to access all sorts of information about scams and examples of these scams, different variations of these scams, and also third-party resources, tools, software, research. We want to become a one-stop shop over here at scamaware101.com. As you can see, we started building out our scam knowledge base. We got about 9 or 10 scams listed here, but we got about 50 more that we're going to add. So for example, we click on the fake order scam. That'll take us to a page that tells us what it is, and also has that video that we did about fake order scams here. So that's the knowledge base we're starting to build out. But we also have a tools and software section. That's what we're going to take a minute to talk about now, is the tools and software section on our website, scamaware101.com. And if you do anything, if you utilize anything that's on this page, make it be the first 4 links here, the data breach lookup tools. So these data breach lookup tools, what you could do is that they're all reliable, they're reliable providers, they're all free to do lookups, and you can put in your email address and your phone number. Some will take your phone number. You should definitely check both where you can. And it'll tell you what data breaches your information has been leaked in. Right? And why is that important to know? Well, what happens is scammers get all this personal information about you from these third-party data breaches. They have so much information. They know your health information. They know your social security number. They know a lot of your banking information. They already know a lot about you because of these data breaches that have happened at services and providers that you've used. Because once your information's out there, it's out there. They even have passwords that were used on your accounts. So, and that's the point of these data breach lookup tools. You check all 4 of them because they all come back with different things. But you can put in your email address, you can put in your phone number, and it'll tell you what information about you has been leaked, what information has been exposed about you, what passwords are already known about the accounts that you own, because scammers use all this against you. For example, last year there was that United Health or Change Healthcare, part of United Health, they got breached, and it was about 2/3 of the country's health data. I think they said, give or take, 2/3 of the country's health data was exposed, and the data that was exposed was everything: diagnoses, your pharmacy, your doctor, your medications, your X-rays, all the private information that you ever provided, to your healthcare. Your various healthcare providers that insurance was aware of was now exposed in this breach that happened last year. Well, what does that mean? What it means is scammers are now going to target you. They're going to target the people whose information they now have. These scammers, they know who your pharmacy is. They can impersonate your pharmacy. They know who your doctor is. They can impersonate your doctor office, right? They know what medicines you're on. They know what billing options you use. They could call you up and say, your billing this month has failed, and I'm calling from Dr. So-and-so's office about this diagnosis. And they can know so much about you that it's very believable, right? But it's really a scammer. It's because they got all this information about you on the dark web. All this information was exposed about you by these third-party services that you trusted to protect your information who failed. But anyway, knowing is half the battle, which is why you want to use these data breach lookup tools. They're all free. All four of these links here, they're all free. A couple of them try to sell you monitoring afterwards. But if you want it, that's fine. But regardless, you still get the reports for free. So definitely use these 4 links. Put in your email address to the ones that take emails. Put in your phone numbers and the ones that take phone numbers. Again, these are all safe, these 4 links. And you'll be surprised what information comes back. It's important to know. You may even see some passwords that are out there that you didn't know were out there. And, yeah, so do that. We have links right on our tools and software page. Again, scamaware101.com. We put the links right on our tools and software page to make it as easy as possible to find. So definitely check out those 4 links and see what information yours is out there. And then we have some links to some paid software, which we are actually an affiliate for. So we get a little bit of a cut if you purchase the software, but we stand behind this software. Basically, we got NordPass and NordVPN. Two great pieces of software. I used them and I'm happy with them, haven't any issues. And basically, we got approved as an affiliate, and I grabbed some deals here and saved some money, right? So if you're looking to get NordPass, use this link. You get 56% off plus 3 extra months. It ends up being $35 for 2 years of NordPass. So if you're thinking about getting a password manager, you need a password manager, here you get, use my link and you get one for $35 and you get it for 2 years. So it's a good link. It's a good deal. Same with NordVPN. You can save 72% off a NordVPN. Up to 1 year free. So I think it ends up being like $100 or less, and you end up having 2 years of NordVPN. So the link's right here. If you want NordVPN, use the link. Get a deal, and we get a little bit of a cut too. So, and we have a link to Malwarebytes Premium. It's good antivirus software. Offers real-time protection. There's a free version that you could run on-demand scans, which we'll talk about shortly. But here's a link to the premium version that provides real-time protection. You get 25% off. So if you're thinking about getting Malwarebytes Premium or you need a antivirus, here's a premium version. Get 25% off and we get a cut and everybody's happy. Boom. We also have some free links to some free software here. Again, these links are all on our tools and software page, scamaware101.com. But as free software, we have a link to Malwarebytes Browser Guard, which is pretty good. I've been using it for a few months now. It's just a free browser guard. It's a browser extension. Use it in Chrome or Firefox, whatever your browser is. But it blocks annoying ads and scams. I'm happy with it so far. It definitely blocks a lot of ads. So it's free. Check it out. And then there's a link to Malwarebytes Free, which we mentioned premium earlier. But Malwarebytes Free, it's a great piece of software. I've been using it for years. And what you can do is you can download it. You can run a scan on your computer to see if there's anything bad on there. It's good to use. It's good to run a scan every couple weeks. Make sure nothing bad's on your computer. If your computer's running slow, download Malwarebytes Free and run a scan. See if you might find out why it's running slow. You might find some bad stuff on there. And then here's a link to Bitdefender Antivirus Free. That's there because if you don't have any antivirus, you don't want to pay for antivirus, and you're just relying on the default Windows antivirus. Bitdefender is a pretty good free antivirus. And if you don't have any antivirus installed, you might as well install Bitdefender and get some protection. It's better than just relying on the default protection. So it'll try to nag at you. It'll try to get you to buy the premium version every now and then, which is annoying, but it is a free antivirus. It's pretty good. It's got great reviews. And if you need an antivirus, you don't want to pay for the premium ones, there's a free one for you. And then we have some more links here that are useful on our tools and software page. These are reverse image lookup tools. They're useful for romance scams. I know a couple of you were mentioning that in the chat earlier, using these reverse image lookup tools. And the idea is, let's say you meet somebody on a dating website and you're not sure if they're real. You take their picture and you run it through these reverse image searches. And they'll come back, they'll tell you if they found the picture anywhere. Meaning that the person you're talking to might have just stole someone's pictures and been using them. TinEye, free reverse image lookup. It's a good one. And there's a link to Bing and Google too. They both offer image lookups. So if you're talking to somebody online, you're not sure if they're telling the truth about who they are, go run a reverse image lookup on their profile pictures. And there's a few other links here for website safety. Norton Safe Web. So you go to Norton Safe Web and you can check if a website has any ratings or reviews. Google Safe Browsing. You check if a website is detected as unsafe or dangerous by Google. Virus Total. It'll tell you if the website has any malware or other breaches detected. All useful tools if you're just looking into a website and doing your due diligence. And the last two tools we have scam report trackers, which are really cool. And we're actually going to spend a little bit of time later in the live stream going over the AARP scam tracking map. There's a fun one to close out the live streams with. But basically, these two tools, one from the BBB and one from AARP, they let you track reports coming in about scams. That tells you all throughout the country where they're occurring from and where they're spreading to, and it gives you a good way to measure how common a scam is popping up and being reported. So we'll have some fun with that AARP scam tracker map a little later in the live stream here. But again, that's our tools and software page on scamor101.com. Definitely check it out. All useful links and tools. And if anything, if you do anything, just use these 4 links. The data breach lookup tools. It's definitely worth doing a quick lookup on yourself and seeing what information is out there. So, scamware101.com, tools and software. Hey, if you just joined us, say hi in the chat. Give us a thumbs up, a like. Let us know you're watching. It's like a little bit of a slow night tonight. We're gonna hang in there. So we're coming up on hour number 2. So we'll probably go for one more hour. Got a decent amount of scams. I think we got like about 9 more scams left. 8 or 9 more scams to go over out of 20. So we're getting there. More than halfway through. All good scams to go over though. All common scams, all circulating now. All important to be aware of. You know, protect yourself, protect your loved ones from these scams by being aware and knowing about them. Gonna take a 5-minute break in a couple minutes here. And then we're going to go into our next batch of scams. But in the meantime, tell us in the chat about your experience. Have you been scammed? Know anybody that's been scammed? What scams are you being targeted with? Text messages, emails? What's happening over there by you? Alright, we're going to take a quick 5 minutes. And then we're going to go into our next batch of scams. The last hour will be uninterrupted. Be back in 5. Thank you. All right, everybody, going into hour 3. Good, this last hour uninterrupted. If you're just joining us, welcome to the live stream. We do this every week, every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Our goal is to spread awareness of common scams so you can protect yourself and your loved ones. On this live stream, we go over about 20 different scams. We got about 8 more left, I think. So we're getting there. All right, let's keep it going. This next scam, Social Security impersonation scams. Basically, fraudsters impersonate Social Security officials, claiming issues with the victim's number or benefits. They threaten action unless immediate payment or information is provided. That's one version of a Social Security impersonation scam, but there's other versions as well. For example, here's an email that's circulating now. It impersonates Social Security and it claims it's a report from the website. You can see the link. It says ssa.gov. At least that's what appears on the phone. You also can't see the email address unless you click in. But after further investigation, here's how it looks on a computer. You could tell that the email address is definitely not from Social Security. It's a .co.ke email address, which is outside of the United States. And then if you hover over the link, you could tell that the link doesn't actually go to ssa.gov. It links to some random website. Now, what's funny about this email is actually at the bottom it says, this file works on computers only. So chances are that link's going to install some virus on computer. So this is an example of a Social Security scam where it's an email, impersonating a report from Social Security, which is a little different than the usual Social Security impersonation scam. There's plenty of other Social Security impersonation scams where they reach out to victims over the phone, and that's when they impersonate Social Security. They'll say that there's an issue with your account, there's an issue with your benefits, there's an issue with the payment, etc., etc. So you need to watch out for those phone calls as well that are impersonating Social Security. Those are extremely common, and Social Security has been warning about those type of scams for a while. If someone calls you claiming to be from Social Security, take their information and call Social Security back directly to confirm and verify. And in the case of an email like this, know that it's fake. Know it's a scam. Don't click the link. If you get some random email claiming to be Social Security, unsolicited, right? When you get an unsolicited email, an unsolicited text, that's got to be your default mindset. If it's unsolicited, don't trust links. Don't trust phone numbers. And that's an example of Social Security impersonation scams. And by the way, those are currently circulating only within the past few months. And as changes to Social Security are talked about or implemented, scammers take advantage of that as well. So they'll take the news and they'll incorporate that into their scams. You'll get a text message or an email saying, due to this change to Social Security, click here to verify your information, which will be a scam. So the main thing is be aware that there's a lot of Social Security fraudsters out there. Always be suspicious of any contact, unsolicited contact claiming to be Social Security, whether it's by email or by phone, by text message. Another scam we're going to talk about since it's tax season. We have a couple IRS and tax-related scams to warn you about. First, let's start with IRS impersonation scams. This is similar to Social Security impersonation, where fraudsters impersonate tax authorities, claiming the victim owes taxes and must pay immediately to avoid penalties or arrest. They often demand payment via untraceable methods. So that's one version of a tax and IRS impersonation scam. They reach out to you. They say there's issues with your account. They try to get you to pay. They say there's back taxes, and they try to get you to pay. Another tax on our IRS impersonation scam, and this one's circulating right now, is this text message. It's impersonating the IRS, and it's claiming you're eligible to receive a $1,400 economic impact payment. This text message is a scam. The IRS specifically warned about this text message that's currently circulating. Circulating this tax season, is circulating right now. So if you get this text message claiming you're eligible to receive a $1,400 economic impact payment, report it as junk, delete it. This one's a tricky one too, because even the website they use, they put irs.gov in the name to make it appear like it's really irs.gov, but it's not. It's actually .subsidy.ion.com. So they're tricky. And then there's that red flag again that we talked about earlier, right? At the end, it has that instruction. Please reply with yes and exit the text message. When you see that instruction, it's a scam. And we've seen that on a lot of text message examples so far tonight. So definitely take away that, that red flag, that instruction at the end of these messages. But anyway, this IRS impersonation scam is currently circulating now. It's currently circulating by text message. And they warned us specifically about this one, so be aware of that. Also, what's interesting about this type of scam is this year they warned us about a text message version. But a couple of years ago, they warned us about an email version of this scam, where it pretty much worked the same way. It said you were eligible to receive a economic impact payment. They notified you by email and then had click this link. So it worked the same way, but same scam. So it's important to keep that in mind. Any scam that could be done by email usually could be modified and done in a text message too, or or the other way around. Any scam that could be sent in a text message could pretty much be adapted and sent by email too. One method of communication is no safer than the other. Scammers use both. Is what I'm trying to get across. Email, text message, phone calls. Anyway, so that's a couple different versions of these IRS impersonation scams. You got the text messages claiming there's a payment you're eligible for, and then you get the phone calls claiming that there's an issue with your account or back taxes are due. Always confirm with the actual IRS if you think that any of it could be true. Don't just trust whoever's calling you out of the blue. That's not how things work. And especially text messages. That's not how the IRS communicates. So be aware of that. They're all scams, especially during tax season. And those are just some impersonation scams of the IRS that you need to watch out for. There's another scam during tax season that we're going to talk about right now. But that's a IRS impersonation scam to watch out for. Currently circulating and to be aware of. The next type of scam that we're going to talk about that happens during tax season are these fake tax forgiveness scams. And I have a recording of the phone call for you as an example. And this one's currently circulating. It was circulating this tax season. Multiple people reported the same call to me. All right, I'm going to play it for you right now. And basically what it is it's a scam trying to get you to... First of all, it tries to scare you by saying you have back taxes owed, which isn't true. And then they try to tell you... Well, you'll hear. Let's take a listen.
Hi, this is Lindsay Carter from the Activation Department. Give me a call back at 833-850-2527. Our records indicate you have some back taxes owed. You're now eligible to apply for them to be forgiven with the Zero Tax Balance Program. Any back owed taxes can be enrolled to be forgiven through this program. But we do need to sign up this week. Just give me a call so we can start the process. It's really quick, and I'll keep your file open here. So my number is 833-850-2527. If you've already resolved this, call back and press 2 to be removed. Can't wait to speak with you. 2.
So first of all, that's a robocall, and it's sketchy because they try to make it sound like it's not. Right? They try to make it sound like it's a personalized phone call from a person, you know, calling you to speak with you directly. But it's not. It's a robocall, and everybody's getting the same robocall. So right off the bat, it's sketchy, right? And there's multiple versions of these calls going around. And they offer tax forgiveness, but they try to scare you by saying that you owe back taxes, right? And again, everybody's getting these calls. Well, they owe back taxes or not. This is just all part of the scam. It opens up with you owe back taxes to scare people into reacting. Well, I owe back taxes. I better call back this number, right? And that's what they want you to do. So this is a common type of scam to watch out for during tax season. It's these fake tax forgiveness scams. And be aware of them. Let me know in the chat if you've encountered any of these scams. You know, a buddy of mine, right after he filed his taxes, he got one of these phone calls. And the first thing that crossed his mind was that I screw up my taxes, now I owe something. Right? And that's what these types of phone calls, these robocalls rely on. They want to create confusion. They want to scare you, you know. So be aware of that. And watch out for these tax forgiveness scams during tax season. Hold on one sec. I just realized I left my phone across the room. Back in a sec. Okay. How are we all doing? Say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. We're moving along here. These last few scams, you know, we get through them pretty fast. So, got maybe half an hour left or so. Half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. Say, we're gonna keep going. We got about 6 more scams out of 20 left. So, got about a quarter left. But it's all good. All good stuff. It gets better as we go along. So this next example of a scam is a fake discount offer. And I actually received this phone call a few weeks ago. And right off the bat, I don't have Comcast. They're not my provider, right? So I knew right off the bat this was fake. But for someone that has Comcast, this could trick them and get them confused. So I want to play a recording of this robocall that's going out there targeting Comcast customers. And it's just an example of a discount that's not real. And they're trying to trick you into calling them back.
Hello. This voicemail is from Comcast Xfinity. Your current 50% discount on your monthly bill will expire by the end of the day. To maintain your reduced rate, call the number on your caller ID immediately. This is your final reminder to act. Call back now. Thank you.
And there's that red flag where it says, call the number on your caller ID. Right? If it was legit, they would have left the phone number to call. They wouldn't say, call the number on your caller ID. So that's a red flag right there, too. But yeah, it's saying that your 50% price is going to expire. You know, and anybody's going to freak out and call Comcast if they think that's going on. So, but if you call back this number, you're going to be connected to a scammer. And that's the idea. That's how the scam works. So, watch out if you're a Comcast customer. And watch out if you get a phone call like this about any other service you might have. Because there's different versions. Just because this example is Comcast doesn't mean you don't have all the other providers. You know, robocalls that use their name. So, let me know in the chat if you ever got any calls like that. These fake discount calls. If you're just joining us, say hi, hit that thumbs up. Let us know you're watching. It was good to see new faces, new viewers. We're coming up on 8 o'clock, so usually the West Coast starts tuning in. So if you're from the West Coast, say hi. I feel bad for West Coast. Whenever they join, they only get like the last quarter of the scam example. I need to switch it around. I'm going to do it in reverse order next time. Next week I'm going to do it in reverse order. There we go. This way when West Coast joins, they'll get something new. How about that? If anybody here is from the West Coast. well, we're gonna keep on rolling here. We're to the last group of scams that we go over. We got 5 more left. It's the last group, and what these all are, they're snail mail scams. That's right, I said snail mail. Traditional scams that come in through traditional postal service. Right, you receive these in your mailbox outside. They're physical pieces of paper. Good old-fashioned physical pieces of paper that try to scam you. Right, because scammers didn't stop using those methods. That's what they did before the internet. That's what they keep on doing. So we got some recent examples of these snail mail scams. It's important to be aware of them because they are still circulating. There are lots of them. And I think people have gotten so used to being scammed through emails and text messages and phone calls that they kind of forget, like, wow, the snail mail, they could also be a scam. You can't trust something just because it came through regular mail, you know? So we got some examples of those types of scams to share you. Our last 5 types of scams for tonight that we're going to go over. The first one is going to be a free gift postcard scam. Bear with me, I'm just finding the one example. Okay. So the first example of a snail mail scam is a free gift that comes with a postcard or a QR code that you can scan. Victims basically receive a physical postcard in the mail offering a free gift. When the victim attempts to activate the gift card by scanning a QR code, malware is installed on the device, or a fake website is opened to steal your personal information. This is the same thing as the free gift email that we just talked about, the free gift card received, or the gift card received email, right? The idea is to get you to go to a malicious website. And this free gift postcard scam works in the same way. The idea is you get the postcard and then just scan the QR code. Even if there is no QR code, it might have a website listed that you're supposed to go to, but that's a scam. An example of one of these free gift postcard scams. See free wireless Bluetooth earbuds? And it has a QR code to scan. But according to the person who shared this, they said that this captures your personal information such as name, address, and Amazon account, even your credit card number. And notice how it offers wireless Bluetooth earbuds. And this is a physical postcard example of the scam, right? And notice how it uses the same product that the fake retail website that we went over earlier did. Remember that fake retail website where it said, get these free wireless earbuds, just pay for shipping? It's because scammers, they'll use hot items and popular items. They'll integrate them in their scams. And in this case, wireless earbuds are a hot item. So that's why we see that product being used in these different scams. But anyway, this is an example of a postcard scam, actual snail mail postcard free gift scam. And it's also an example of a QR code scam, which you have to watch out for. These QR code scams, they've become mainstream now. There's many scammers using QR codes in the public. We've seen reports about fake parking tickets that have QR codes on them that take it to a malicious website. We've seen that being reported. And free gifts. You get these free gifts in the mail of trash, and it'll have a QR code to scan. It'll say, scan this QR code. You know, as brushing scams, it'll say, scan this QR code to see who sent it. The point is, you can't scan QR codes. You can't trust, don't just trust random QR codes and scan any QR code. QR codes are like links. You don't want to trust any random link that you get in an email. And scanning QR codes works the same way. You don't just want to scan random QR codes if it's not from a trusted source. You know, especially if it's unsolicited, arrives in your mailbox. Be suspicious. So that's the first example of a snail mail scam. You have both a free gift card scam that comes as a postcard or a QR code scam. The next version of a snail mail scam we're going to talk about is an inheritance scam. Basically, victims are contacted with claims of a large inheritance from an unknown relative, but to claim it, they must pay fees or provide personal details. The taxes and the fees are then stolen by the scammer. That's how this works. And to give you an example of this, here's an actual letter that was received late last year, November. And it looks pretty official. It's got official looking letterhead on it, list of law office. And this is an example of an inheritance scam. The letter comes from someone that's claiming to be with the law office. They're claiming that someone that shares the same last name of you died, and that there's a life insurance plan of $10 million that you're entitled to. And the letter continues to explain that they'll handle all the necessary documentation in the process, and their law office, that they're able to do it, and they're trying to get you to work with them. But the reality of this is, if you reply to this, what they're going to do is they're going to eventually say you need to pay taxes and fees first to get the $10 million, and they steal whatever you give them. There is no $10 million, there is no inheritance, this is made up. And this whole scam starts with an actual letter that arrives in your mailbox, a physical letter, like the one you see on your screen. And we did a quick Google when we received this letter. We found plenty of people receiving the identical letter, it's just the names were swapped out. Which, by the way, the names did match the person they were sent to. So each letter is being customized with the last name of whoever it's being sent to. These are the right last name for the supposed relative and the person they're targeting. So it's an interesting scam. It's currently circulating. It's always been circulating. It's a classic scam. We see email versions of this scam too. Right, but this is the snail mail version. That, I mean, it was just circulating November 29th. This one is dated, so it's like, what, 6 months old? So watch out for this inheritance scam. Anybody else get letters like this? Or snail mail letter scams? Let me know in the chat. That's one of the reasons I do this live stream too, so as a community we could share experiences, warn others, let everybody know what's going on. All right, the next example we're going to go over of a snail mail scam is a fake renewal scam or a subscription scam. Basically, victims are notified about renewals for subscriptions they don't have and prompted to provide payment information. Scammers then steal their funds and their personal financial details. And we see this all the time in phishing emails. The phishing emails that claim to be Netflix, and there's an issue with your billing. Click here to update your billing. Or Xfinity, there's an issue with your cable. Click here to update your billing. Or Amazon, your Amazon Prime subscription couldn't renew. Click here to update your billing. So we see these email versions of these fake renewal scams, these subscription scams all the time in emails. But they're also circulating as snail mail as well. And on my screen you can see an example of one of these. There's a physical letter received. And it looks like it's a renewal. I think it's worded in a way technically where they could probably get away with this. But it looks like it's a renewal, and that's the intent. You could tell it's to trick the victim into saying, oh, let me just pay this renewal, it must be something important. It has expiration dates listed, to ensure listing by July 26th, submit payment before July 26th. Return by July 26th down here. So it's just a very misleading, scamish type of letter. it's a fake renewal. It's a fake subscription. So watch out for fake renewal letters for services you don't need or don't even have. Who's with us? Anybody new joining? Seeing a few viewers here. Say hi in the chat. Let us know you're watching. Click that thumbs up. Getting wrapped up here. Don't have much more time left. Maybe another 20 minutes or so. Last chance to click that like button. Say hello. And hit that subscribe button. The more likes we get, the more subscribers we get. It'll help spread awareness about these scams. And that's our goal. You can also join our free email list if you haven't yet. Scamaware101.com and click join mailing list. All right, we got our final example here. Now, this final example is actually of a secret survey scam, or it's basically like a secret shopper scam. And how this works is a physical letter is received, and enclosed with that letter is a check. As an example of what might be received. And basically what it says is you've been assigned a secret survey assignment for Walgreens and CVS. It's like a secret shopper. You've been assigned to go buy some things to help them improve customer services. And they include this check, supposedly, of $2,480. They include this check to cover the costs of purchasing gift cards and also a commission of $450 you get to keep. So it sounds like, oh wow, I got approved as a secret shopper. I'm going to get paid $450. All I have to do is go buy some gift cards, and they included a check here. It covers the costs of everything. And then it has instructions of what to do. And it instructs to go purchase gift cards. And then after you purchase the gift cards, they tell you that's when they'll activate the check, once you send them proof that you purchased the gift cards. But what actually happens is once you send them that proof, they have your gift cards. They have your money, right? And that check, it's going to bounce. It's never going to clear. It's going to get returned. So you're stuck paying the $2,000 for gift cards that you sent to these scammers. Because the check that came with this scam, the check attached to this letters, it's not a real check. It's a fake check. It could take a couple days for the bank to realize that. So in the meantime, you're spending your own money, sending these scammers $2,000 worth of gift cards, and suddenly the bank says, nope, this check's no good. And you're stuck $2,000 in the hole. It's a tricky scam. And this is the physical letter that received. It's got detailed instructions. So that's a pretty clever snail mail scam. It's currently circulating. It comes with a check attached, so don't let the check fool you. It's a scam. People don't just send checks around to random people, especially for almost $2,500. So that's a secret survey scam. I don't know why they don't say secret shopper, but it says secret survey. But it really is like a secret shopper type of scam. Ever get a letter like this? It's wild. All right. Well, you know what? I think I'm going to get this live stream wrapped up, unless anybody jumps in real quick and objects. But it seems pretty quiet tonight. We just reached the end of our 20-something types of scams with all different examples. We went over red flags. 5 red flags to identify when you're talking to a scammer. Lots of extremely useful information and important to know, because spreading awareness of these scams is critical. It really is. You know, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure when it comes to these scams. Meaning that a little scam awareness, it's worth so much more compared to having to repair and fix the repercussions of being scammed. You know, awareness is key. And that's the goal here, is to spread awareness. So again, if you're joining us for the first time, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a bunch of videos on the channel that covers a lot of common scams. A lot of the slides and scams we discussed tonight, we have individual videos for that you can share with your loved ones. So go check the videos we have on our YouTube channel. If you haven't yet, join our free mailing list. You go to scamaware101.com and click Join Mailing List. Again, it's free to join, and we just send out reminders about when we're going live and occasional scam awareness info. We don't abuse the privilege. You could unsubscribe at any time, and we won't spam you, I promise. And you could also follow us on your favorite social media platforms like Facebook, Threads, Instagram, Blue Sky, and X. So check us out at ScamAware101 on all those platforms. And if you can't find us, we have links right here on our homepage on scamaware101.com. And while you're there, join the mailing list. Last chance to give a thumbs up and a like on this live stream before we wrap it up for tonight here. Again, thank you everybody for attending. We do this live stream every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you just caught the end of this one, come by next week. We'll be doing it again Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll see it pop up when we schedule it. Remember to check out our tools and software page. Use those data breach lookup tools. See which data has been exposed. And don't forget to check out our sweet deals over here on NordPass and NordVPN. Got some good deals for you. All right, everybody, that's it for tonight. Thank you again for attending. I'll talk to you all next week. Until next time, stay safe.